welcome to a brand new episode here on Carmlan's Farm. So what are we up to? Well, as you remember from the last episode, which I think, if I'm remembering this correctly from my schedule, was yesterday. But as you may remember, we sorted out the canola oil bottles from the sunflower oil bottles, and I said that at the end of today we would run the canola up to be sold, and then we would then fast forward and then start sort of basically the next episode after this. But I wanted to put this on the end of the last episode, but with my memory restrictions at the moment, I couldn't quite get it on. So rather than sort of you miss it, 'cause I know I've had one or two little sort of comments of people sort of saying, don't like the fact that we're missing some stuff, so that's fine, that's no problem. It just means that sometimes I'll have to do sort of some videos sort of in 2 bits, if you like. But so this is sort of kind of the end of the last episode, if you like, even though the last episode did end properly. But yeah, so going past all our lovely new fields, plan today, try and buy this one now coming up on my left. So I might buy that one next, and we'll see what we can get in there. Probably try and grow again something that we can use in production, so maybe some corn or some oats or something. And I would also like to buy this one on my right. I'm not going to buy a vast amount, but I do want to keep it going. We're on a bit of momentum at the moment, and I want to try and keep that going. Now I'm also at when we get to where we're going, excuse me, when we get to where we're going, I'm also going to do, so basically about a month ago, you remember, I think I said in one of my videos, I accidentally pressed the wrong button at the sell point, and all my pallets went into the building, and now I can't get my pallets out, and it means I'm going to lose the money for the pallets for the stuff that I produced. And sort of lots of people said, use a auto stack trailer and it should be able to grab them, reach them and grab them and pull them out, which I had already tried, because I thought exactly the same thing. So I was thinking, yeah, that's what I would do, and it didn't work, but I did solve the problem. So what I'm going to do today is, because I said at some point in that video, I said that I was going to do like a sort of kind of tutorial type video where I do that and then I'll show you how to retrieve them. I recorded that video, it was like 4 minutes long, so it just wasn't sort of plausible to have it as its own video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it now. So I'm going to include it in this video. So we're going to get to the sell point, and then we're going to do what we did and lose the pallets. So we're basically going to lose the pallets, but I'll show you how to get them back, and it's all thanks to a very clever mod which is available on the mod hub, which is called I forgot now, Object Hider, is it, or something like that? I think it's called Object Hider, something like that. But anyway, so basically you can hide like buildings and trees, and you can sort of do that. So we'll get there, and then I'll show you what I mean. But it's a fantastic little mod in just helping you out if you get a little bit stuck like I did. And I didn't think of it straight away either. I was laying in bed, and I was thinking about it, thinking, how the hell am I going to get them out of there? And then it kind of like, oh yeah, of course, duh. So what I did was I drove up to the building. So I want to sell them here, this building directly in front of me. But what I didn't realise at the time was the trigger where I go, that isn't the trigger. That isn't the sell point. I didn't realise that. I didn't realise there was 3 sell points to this building. So I came up here thinking that I'd done an absolutely fantastic job. I got over the sell point and thought, oh, well, it's not selling. And then I thought, oh, I bet you have to unload it. and not thinking, and thinking that it was just going to sort of kind of let go with them still on the trailer like the bales do sometimes, and so therefore they would just sell from the trailer. They didn't. So essentially what I did was like, oh, okay, they're not going. So what I did was I pressed I, and oh, that hasn't bloody worked this time. Hang on. Oh dear, always goes so much better in rehearsals, doesn't it? I've tried that 3 times now and it's worked every time. So I basically came in like this. We should be able to do it now. And then I pressed I and they all disappeared. And that has kind of worked this time because there's no way that we would be able to get them back. So what I did was came out with your tractor. I don't know whether it makes a difference, whether you have to remove your tractor or not. I don't know, but I always do just because FS has a really weird kind of habit of doing really strange things. So it was kind of like came up here because they went in much better than this, so there wasn't this pallet sticking out, but it's good enough for the purpose. So sort of came in and now can't get them out. And as I say, because I'd put them so far in, I got that trailer because I was using that trailer at the time, and I put it up against the wall like I did and pressed it, but it wasn't just quite far enough to reach. It just wouldn't quite reach them. So this is how I did it. So actually better off going the other way. So as I say, this just will help you out a little bit of how to get them back. So you go around here, you walk up to the wall, face the wall, and have a good think about what you did. I'm joking. So our map object hider, yeah. So and then you press yes, and then that building has now disappeared. What you do then is you get back on your tractor, because some of you are now thinking, well, yeah, but you need that building, like, otherwise it's going to look a bit silly. Not a problem. Not a problem. So what we do is we go. It's a bit tight around here, especially for this trailer. This trailer I do find doesn't turn very good, but it's okay because we'll, as I say, we'll just swing it round, and then we'll swing it round again. I should have backed all the way up and then gone that way. I might actually do that actually, but so you, as I say, you basically come round here and then look for a sort of opening where you can get in without crashing into anything, and then switch on your auto load, and then just drive as near to the pallets as you can, like that. Lock them in place, obviously, because you don't want to lose them. And then come out, make sure again that, I mean, this is something I just do because I'm a bit paranoid about, as I say, the weird things that Farming Simulator sometimes does. And then walk back up to, you don't have to walk up to this building, but you do need to get out your tractor. You can't do it in your tractor. You press Shift and H, press Restore, and hey presto, your building's back, your pallets have been got, and you can get on with your day, and you don't have to be mad with yourself like I was. Because whenever I do silly things like that, I get really, really livid with myself. If someone else did it, I'd be like, oh, don't worry, we'll sort it out, we'll find a way. But when I do it, I get really angry with myself. And then you walk up to the actual sell point, and all your pallets sell. And that's how you do it. So yeah, hopefully that has helped. Some of you, there will be many people out there that will already know that. There will be people out there that will have a different method. I'm not saying my method is the right way, I'm just saying it's my way, and that's the way I do it. And as I say, that's just basically my way of doing it. As I say, I'm not for a second suggesting that's the right way to do it or whatever, but it's just a way of doing it where you don't lose your building, you get your pallets back, you get your money, and sort of all is well with the world. So hopefully that has helped someone. Because as I say, it's these things do happen from time to time, and as I've said many times before, sometimes I leave the mistakes in because And funnily enough, it wasn't a comment on a video. Well, it was a comment on a video that I had, but it wasn't a comment that someone. It was someone I knew who watched my videos, who plays Farming Sim, and we bumped into each other in the supermarket, and he said to me, like, he said, I don't know. He said, like, I play that game. He said, but you know, he said, like, I hit traffic. I like, do. He said, and I'm really careful, and I try and do it realistically, and I try and, you know, he said, like, you lot all do on your YouTube videos. He said, but like, you never hit anything. And I went, well, actually, that's not strictly true. And he sort of looked at me and said, what do you mean? I said, well, I said, I'm guessing that nearly all of us hit stuff because the depth perception of this game is really poor. And so it's really hard to see when you're near things and when you're not near things, especially when you're like turning and swinging and stuff. So I said, you know, all we do is basically, because we are recording it, we just edit it out. And he was like, yeah, he goes, but it makes people like me feel so bloody dumb, you know, that you're trying to play the game as proper as you're trying to do it, as, you know, like you lot, you know. He said, like, we all take, you know, sort of inspiration and ideas from the people that put videos out, and we think, oh yeah, we'd love to do that, you know, and then we try, and then we end up crashing or, you know, doing whatever. And, you know, he said, like, and because he sort of made the comment about losing pallets in buildings, which I didn't really know how you could do it until I did it, and I didn't do it on purpose either. It was just one of those things where I just, without thinking, I automatically went to the trailer tip one trigger because I thought that was the one I needed, and it wasn't. And I just said, no, I said, like, you know, I said, I'm fairly certain we all hit stuff all the time. I said, we just edit it out so it looks, you know, looks like we're perfect. I said, but we're not. And he said, like, you know, must be so many more people like me that feel a bit of an idiot, like when you crash into things and what have you. And I said, well, if it helps, I'll leave it in. And he was like, what? I said, I'll leave it in my videos. I said, I won't leave every single one in. I said, because it will get a bit silly. I said, because sort of my hand and eye coordination is not very good anyway because of the stroke I had when I was younger. So it's not the best. So sometimes I, you know, don't coordinate quite properly, and I end up just driving straight into a building or whatever. So I'd like that sort of stuff I do take out because that is me. That is, you know, something that I've had to live with for a long time. And when I play darts, if I want to try and hit like treble 20, I have to aim at the 12, and then I find that my darts are going somewhere near the 20. But if I aim for the 20, then, you know, they're sort of either going out of the board or, you know, going sort of, you know, sort of anywhere, you know. And I don't know why this trailer does this. This is very, very annoying when this trailer does this. But we'll try and swing it around because I don't want to pick up those other ones. Oh, there we go. Like I say, I don't know why this trailer insists on doing this. It's blooming silly. But we'll just turn that off because, like I say, I don't want to take one of the other ones. But we will sell these. We will get rid of them because we've got a rape field that's sort of well on the way to being grown or growing or, you know, being harvested or whatever. And so we will get rid of these. And plus as well, it'll give us a little bit of money because I've got a few little bits and pieces and plans that I want to get sort of try and do some in this episode if I can. So yeah, so we're going to try and do that, as I say. So the money keeps going up a little bit. I don't know whether you guys take any notice or not, but the money keeps going up a little bit. So all these new fields that I created, obviously I cleaned all the stones off and put them in my rock crusher, stone crusher, whatever, and set that to selling. So it's just as it produces the lime every hour, it just sells the lime. So that's why the money sort of you know, sort of wanders up. But yeah, so anyway, as I was sort of saying before I sort of wandered off again, you know, so that's why now I leave some of it in sometimes because it's just to kind of sort of say and show we all make mistakes. You know, don't worry about it. You know, I used to get really upset because I wanted to play the most realistic way I could, and I was sort of knocking things all the time. And then I was talking to quite a big YouTuber who doesn't do farming sim. Funnily enough, he does other games, and most notable series that he did was My Summer Car, Landlord Super, and Transport Fever. Probably my three top favourite series that he did. And I was talking to him about it, and I said, like, basically said to him, oh, I'd love to record, but I hit too many things. And he was like, we all hit things, don't worry about it. Euro Truck as well. He does a lot of Euro Truck and American Truck Sim now too. But then he has like a second channel where he does all his live streaming on. So then he does like Construction Sim and Call of the Hunter and or Call of the Wild or whatever it's called. And so I was sort of chatting away to him, and he was like, just edit it out, like sort of do it, just do it. Most people won't mind anyway, and and so that's sort of, as I was telling my friend Chris, and I just said, like, I just edit it out, but if it makes you feel better, I'll leave it in, and then you can see how many times I do it, which is not very often. It's it's not a huge amount. I mean, in the last video, I didn't edit out no sort of crashes or anything like that. So it's not very often, but it just sort of helps to make him and probably other people as well feel better. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is we're going to get these sold, and then what I'll do is when we are on the drive back, I'll switch that over to time lapse, just so you haven't got to suffer me gibbering on about nothing. And we'll get back to the yard, and then as I say, we'll then fast forward so we get to tomorrow, and then we'll be kind of at the beginning of the new episode. If you like. And then as I say, I've got a few bits and pieces that I want to do this episode. It might not be an exceptionally long episode, just because we're now waiting for crops to grow. That is the one downside to me kind of leaving all the drilling to one go, is now we've got to wait for everything to grow, whereas if we keep sort of doing combine drilling, at least we're busy. But I was a bit worried that would kind of get very repetitive and very sort of old very quickly, hence the reason why I decided to block the drilling, block the combining, block the spraying. No, I'm doing it wrong again. I very nearly put my pallets in the building again. But anyway, as I say, what we'll do is we'll go here, and then we will I will time lapse it, and then we'll get on with some other stuff. So what, these canola oil pallets have done very, very well, very, very well. Very pleased with that. I think there's enough room to get around here. There is not. I don't know why I had it in my head that was a full way round, but never mind, we should be able to get from this way, so not to worry. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it here. What I might actually do is I might actually start the video time-lapsing from the yard, so that we don't sort of waste too much time. I know driving back's only going to be a few seconds worth of time-lapse, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I will see you at the end. Bye for now. So I'm back. It's been a busy little day down here on Carmelin's farm. Finally got that blooming sugar beet moved after all this time. Finally did that. As you saw, we came back with the low loader and we put that away, and then we've done some grass cutting and got that done. We fed the animals, did all that. Incidentally, I don't know, there is a bit in the recording when I was shoveling the sugar beet when I was moving it, and I kind of stopped next to the heap at an angle and kind of pointed the camera up and then sort of down at the ground. Am I the only one that thinks that the shape of that sugar beet looked a little bit like a sea turtle? When I looked at it, it was like, that looks like a sea turtle. Just have a sort of wind back and have a look, and just drop a comment as to whether or not it does look a little bit like a sea turtle. I mean, I do realise it was in the time lapse bit, so it might be a little bit quick for you guys to sort of see it. I don't know if there's a way that you guys are able to slow it down at all, but yeah, it looked like a sea turtle. I think next episode what we're going to do is, I think we've got the the eggs to well, we have got the eggs to do. They are now full, so we've got them to do, and I have noticed that I have made a little bit of a boo-boo. Now don't laugh, because of course it was, it was done like this for a reason. I meant to do it, but I've actually blocked my pallet forklift in the sheep pen. I did a really good job there, didn't I? I don't know why I did that. So yeah, not mind you, having said that, actually, for how high they are, that actually might cause me a bit of a issue. For how high they are, I might not be able to reach them. I mean, what are they, 4 high? They're going to be tricky to get down without dropping, they are. But yeah, so I've trapped my pallet forklift in the bloody in the blooming sorry, I didn't mean to say the bloody word. I've just said it again. Sorry. But I didn't mean to say that word. Yeah, I've trapped it in there, so well done me. Anyway, I'm going to leave the episode here, and we've got the grass going in there now, so this will convert it over to hay, and we will then have grass. We'll then have hay again to feed the cattle as and when we require it. A TX66 combine has just gone past. Just thought I would let you all know, just in case you heard this rather loud noise on the microphone. Anyway, I'm rabbiting on. So if you haven't done already, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help the channel. It really does help me. And all that's left for me to say is thanks ever so much for joining me on this episode. I've really enjoyed having your company, and I hope you'll join me again next time. Bye for now.